find it. Okay, so just going between log and exponential format is going to be something that you need to do. Usually you can take a log and change it into an exponential format in order to solve. So the first thing is just that they're going to have you do is just convert between exponential form and log form. So if I take 4 is equal to 3 to the y power and ask you to write it in log form, logarithmic form, you're going to have log, what's the base? 3. Your argument or answer is 4 and y. So when you are asking for a log, when they give you a log problem, they are asking for the exponent. That's all they're doing. Asking for the exponent. So what if I ask you to convert log base of x4 equals m. Convert that into exponential format. X to the m is equal to 4. Your base raised to the exponent equals the answer. X to the m equals 4. So then they will ask you to actually solve some log problems. So I have log base b, or log 8 base b equals 3. And they say, what is that base? I would first change it into an exponential format. So your base is b, the exponent is 3, and that gives you the answer. Now, right away, we can look at that and say that b is 2, because 2 cubed is 8. So I know that b is equal to 2. Now, if you don't happen to know what it is, how do you get rid of a cube? Cube root. And remember, a cube root can be written as 1/3 power. So if you just raise it to the reciprocal of whatever that exponent is, do the same thing to the other side, you will get your answer. Because when you take a power, raise it to a power, you multiply those exponents. 3 times 1/3 is just b to the first, and the cube root of 8 is 2. So that's a way you can look at it if you can't automatically just see what that value is. So if they give you another one, what if they ask you to solve log 9 base b is equal to negative 1/2? Change it into exponential format. So you have b to the negative 1/2 is equal to 9. Now the thing is you have that negative exponent. You're taking a root. You might think it's 81. But that negative exponent, remember, to get rid of it or to simplify inverse operation would be to raise it to the reciprocal of that power. So I'd raise it to the negative 2 power. And if you were to do that, b to the negative 1/2 raised to the negative 2 power is just b. What is 9 to the negative 2 power? 1/81. So if I were to take 1/81, and if I were to raise that to the negative 1/2 power, the 1/2 power means take the square root. The square root would be 1/9, and the negative exponent says take the reciprocal, which is 9, which is what the problem states. So b would be 1/81. Another example they would ask you would be to solve log 1/27 base 3 is equal to m. So this is saying 3 to the m power is equal to 1/27. Now I don't know an inverse operation of a power of m, but what I can do is I can take what's on the right-hand side of the equation and write it as base 3. Put it as the same base as what's on the left-hand side. So I would have 3 to the m is equal to 1/27th is the same thing as 3 to what power? -3. 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27. Since it's a fraction, it's a negative exponent. So now that it's in this format, if I have two exponentials equal to each other, the base is the same. If the values are the same, then what has to be true about the exponents? They have to be the same. So m is equal to -3. Okay with that one. The next one says log p base 1/3 equals -2. Change it into exponential format. The base 1/3 raised to the -2 power equals p. So what is 1/3 to the -2 power? What's 1/3 squared? 1/9. The negative exponent says take the reciprocal, which is 9. Square it, take the reciprocal because of the negative exponent. What about log 8 base 4 equals x? Exponential format is 4 to the x equals 8. Oh no, run into problems, right? 4 to the first is 4, 4 to the second is 16, 4 to the third, and 64. I can't get to 8. But I can change these into equivalent bases. So if I just look at 4 and I look at 8, what base could I write those in? 2. Just the 4 is the same thing as 2 to the second. And then I am raising that to the x power. That's equal to 8, which is the same thing as 2 to the third power. Now I have same bases or like bases. If I look at the left-hand side, 2 squared raised to the x power is 2 to the 2x power. That's equal to 2 to the third. So since the bases are equal and the values are equivalent to each other, then the exponents must be equal. So 2x has to equal 3. So what is x? 3 over 2. 3/2 power. And if I think about it, if I check myself, 4 to the 3/2 power, does that equal 8? Well, remember when you solve fractional exponents, I always do the root first. So it's saying what is the square root of 4 raised to the third power? Square root of 4 is 2. 2 cubed is 8. Yeah, that's the correct answer. Questions? All right. Let's have